This is Anya Ciecierski with the ERP Software Blog, and I'm sitting down with Karen Wainwright from Netstock. So, Karen, you've been at these shows for years and years, but tell us, what do you think of Community Summit 2023?
Well, Anya, first of all, I'd like to say thank you very much for inviting me to your interview. I certainly appreciate it. And it's always a delight to see you, so I want to make mention of that. Yes, Anya, I have been in the business for quite a long time, and I've seen a lot of shows and how they've evolved and how they've kind of changed over the years. And I'm really impressed with Community Summit, especially this year. For some reason, I like the smaller city feel here in Charlotte. It feels a little bit more intimate, and I have a greater opportunity to make quicker connections and be in a little bit more of a consolidated space. So believe it or not, that really helps. I think the organizers have executed it very well. They have communicated very well with ISVs and sponsors out on the expo floor. And it's the little things like making sure we've got water and coffee, but also making sure that we've got the right exposure to the contacts that we need to have connections with.
Excellent. I'm sure Dynamics Communities will be very happy to hear that.
Yep. Great job, Pam, John, and Ryan, if you're listening.
So tell us a little bit about what Netstock does. What makes you different and special?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that question. So Netstock deals with supply chain planning, so planning on the demand side as well as the supply side. So we work with companies that have inventory. So folks typically think of manufacturing and distribution in that space. I'll tell you, Anya, the reason why I came to the company is that I was so impressed by their devotion to the SMB, so small to mid-sized businesses. And, you know, the reason why our solutions were created in the first place was because, you know, the big guys have these really sophisticated tools, you know, Amazon, Walmart, list goes on. And so the smaller businesses say, well, what about me? Why can't I become more competitive? Why can't I get, greater ROI out of my systems? Why can't I have a great system to ensure that I don't have excess stock or I don't deal with stockouts? And by the way, on stockouts, you know, you can lose customers, and that is actually pretty bad for a small customer. So we have what one of my consultants calls it a shock absorber. So if you think about some of the challenges that the world has faced recently, such as ships tipping over in canals and long lines of shipping containers in Long Beach, California, you think about Ukraine, you think about Israel, you think about long lead times from China, you know, those things can crush a small business. And if you don't have those shock absorbers in place, to ensure that you've got the right balance of stock, then you won't be as competitive as some of the big guys. So that's what I really love about Netstock, is that we concentrate on the smaller to mid-sized companies. And I could tell you a really long story, but I come from a family of small businesses, so I certainly appreciate the value in ensuring that those companies remain as strong and as successful as possible.
Great. That's a great explanation. So I know Netstock has been a member of the ERP Software Blog for quite some time. What kind of value do you think that provides to Netstock?
Well, you know, I've been watching the ERP Software Blog for a long time, and Anya, you and I have known each other for a long time. I've always admired your tenacity and your entrepreneurship and your vision in terms of supporting partners and in terms of supporting ISVs, and you came up with a brilliant concept, and I certainly love it. So here at Netstock, our marketing department deals with you a little bit more, but the things that I really enjoy, I love the exposure. Exposure is everything. And sometimes I go to the ERP Software Blog to learn myself because it's impossible to know everything about each individual ISV, each individual partner. So if you can kind of get a sense as to what they're talking about, what the latest trends are, what the focus is in terms of their technology investments, not in terms of what they buy, but in terms of what they're promoting, then it really helps me out as an individual. So I'm a huge fan of ERP Software Blog. I love it. And also I think you do CRM Software Blog too, right?
Yep, exactly.
So I'm not in the CRM space or the CE space. Not sure what to call it these days. Sorry, folks. But yeah, it's a great resource, and also I understand with ERP Software Blog that you get just like I don't know what the marketing term is, but tons of hits. I know that there's some magic behind what you're doing. I'm not really sure what it is, but I'm going to believe in it because I believe in you. And yeah, it's just amazing. So thumbs up, 2 thumbs up actually for ERP Software Blog.
Thank you very much, Karen. It's great to have you as a member and also as a reader.